What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Beaver's Batch. Today we'll be talking about Guntur Karam, um, Mahesh Babu's new and latest film that has a lot of controversy around it. But yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll go in depth, deep dive into it with whatever we can because there really isn't much. But yeah, so just the co-host today, Akhil and Abhinav, don't have Ankit or any other guests on. But yeah, let's get started, guys. I mean, we'll do it like how we usually do. We'll do positives, negatives, overall thoughts, and wrap it up.
Yeah. Sorry
Anything you
for
guys want
the
to say like before we start off?
yeah. Sorry for the delayed review. I know this movie came out like a week ago. We've all just been busy. Some of us have been traveling, some of us have just been working. But yeah, we'll be reviewing this and the other Sankranti movie, Hanuman, later. None of us care enough to watch fucking Nagarjuna's movie, right? Like, if you're expecting a review of that from us, then yeah, I mean, our title is Bowers Batch, but there's limits, there's levels to this shit. Um,
That's
we don't
that's
even watch sign
two
though.
two beavers.
Yeah, two. I can't
Yeah.
watch Raj Tharoor on fucking big screen, bro. But yeah. So that's the thing. So expect some Sankranti reviews out. Hanuman and Guntur Karam, and then we'll cover the other two once OTT comes. But
Yeah, if they're worth it. I mean, Sign
if
is
they're
getting
worth
pretty bad talk,
it, yeah,
and
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah. So positives. I mean, it's just Mahesh Babu, right? I mean, it's a spoiler. I would say spoiler, but there's not much to spoil. If you've seen
there
fucking
isn't really
Authentic
much to spoil.
Daridi, if you've seen
Yeah,
you know exactly what's happening.
yeah,
So Pros is literally Mahesh Babu. Some good comedy, and like some good comedy in Mahesh Babu. I mean, he's great to watch, but the second he leaves the screen, I think Avi said this, the second he leaves the screen, you're like, damn, it's like an effect because none of the other characters have depth, right? But Mahesh Babu kills it. He looks good. He has great comedy timing. He dances really good, right? It's probably the best he's danced. And
Mhm.
he's just a full-on mass hero. Like I haven't seen him with this much energy. I mean, he showed glimpses in Sarkar Vaipakta, but here he had crazy energy, great diction, um, good comedy. Some like not all the comedy worked, but there's some scenes that made me laugh, like Jaldan Babji and that bullshit. I'll let you guys talk more.
yeah. I mean, you basically took all the positives I had.
Yeah.
Uh, Mahesh was like the best part of the movie. I think they put the most amount of work into Mahesh's character. I mean, so like Trikram, like from what I understood of what happened with this movie, had like a couple of months to write this story because originally it was supposed to be that like action thriller or whatever, right? So
Mhm.
when they decided to change it up to be a commercial like Sankranti family movie, this was sometime in the summer. He had like a couple months, and then they shot the entire thing in like 3 months. So I guess the only amount of effort he put in was into Mahesh's characterization and like his dialogues and his timing, which is why all of that worked. But he basically did not give a shit about the story. I mean, we'll get to that later, but
Yeah.
so I think like he put all his effort in that couple months into Mahesh, and it really does show because it works. I thought honestly, like I would say about 80 to like 85% of like Mahesh's jokes like all worked in the movie, like his one-liners and everything, it all worked. If like for example, like College, I would say like 100%, like literally everything he says is like crazy in that movie. But in this one, like there are some like misfires here and there, but most of them worked. And yeah, like I loved how they like showed him like dance properly for the first time. And I don't even know how long. I don't know if he's ever danced like this before. Uh,
Mhm. Yeah.
and there are some dialogues that are good, like the Rick or Mark type dialogues that are good. Um, like for example, like there's one in like the climax with between like him and Ramakrishna in the climax. I thought that one scene was actually pretty well done, where they're not looking at each other. Like Mahesh is facing forward, Ramakrishna was like behind him, like facing forward also, and they're just having like a back and forth where Mahesh is like I came to your house, but you hit me. And then she's like, oh, I just wanted to like touch you. And they have that back and forth like convo where like I thought that really was well written, like it worked pretty well. But yeah, I mean positives wise, like there were some songs like the Sara Sara song, like I love that one, but the Kuchi one, like it is what it is. I mean, I never liked it, but it is like a Mas Masala song, so I guess it got popular through like Insta Reels and all that. Plus he dances really, really well in that. Yeah, I mean that's it really for me for positives. Abhinav.
So yeah, I think you guys covered a lot there. So yeah, I think I agree. I mean, he's Mahesh in this movie is pretty phenomenal. I could make an argument that like probably like top two or three of his performances in terms of character, right? Like if you think of, of like just his character, if you whether it's like Pondu or whatever his character names were, like this will stand out in like 20 years from now. Like I think that's how like integral to the movie he was. I mean, pretty like you said, if they become focused just on him, and that's again that's what made some flaws for the story. But yeah, I think he was phenomenal. Dancing, like you mentioned, like I did not expect that. Like Mawa Antena was crazy. The drop with the drop of that was crazy. Dum Masala, I thought he did well in that. From like the actual seeing it on screen, right? That was good. So yeah, uh, dancing wise, his characterization, his accents came very naturally. Like it's not any, I don't, at one point I didn't see anything that was forced. Like it seemed like how he would talk if you didn't know him, like I could easily see that him like just kind of like being somewhat of that character in real life. So like again, that just speaks to him as an actor. Like why we think, why are we you know, J Babu fans? So like it's just honestly, like if you're a Mahesh Babu fan, I honestly can understand why you think this movie is a hit. I didn't. Came out of this movie very disappointed. We'll get to that later, but like, yeah, I mean, just if you look at just him, he's actually unbelievable. He carries this from like sh probably shit to like average to above. Like that's crazy, and I think yeah, that just shows like his range. So
Yeah, I remember I saw this meme where it was just like the only person that like showed up to work was Mahesh and everyone
yeah,
else was just chilling, like Daman, Trikram, everybody.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean it is what it is.
Yeah, other positives besides him, I like I thought Ramya Krishna was not it wasn't strong, but her ending the sequence that you talked about, right? That hit and that was executed well. The ending of that, mother and son going to like explaining what happened and that hit well. So I thought that was really done well, like you said. Um, but other characters, yeah, I'm trying to think. Um, it's just pretty, standard, I would say, and nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, when other characters tried comedy too, a few times it works, like Venla Kishore stuff I thought was pretty funny.
Hmm.
And then Gelatin Bob, you mentioned him. I thought that was like crazy. Like we loved that scene. We were dying in that scene. But other than like those guys for like supporting cast wise, I thought everyone else was kind of wasted. Like you talk about Rami Krishna was definitely wasted. Literally every single character was wasted. Like they had
Yeah.
zero role in the movie, or it was like a basic by the numbers role, like Prakash Raj, for example. But
Yeah.
anyways, we're getting ahead of myself. But yeah.
Oh, fuck, why did I just disappear? Yeah. I mean, the music is okay, I guess, since you brought that up. I mean, oh my God, all right. It's
You
fine.
disappeared there. Well.
Our viewers, our 15 video viewers won't miss me for 5 seconds. Yeah, I mean, music is kind of fine and grows on me later, but like once again, this is some shit that someone could probably come up with in his sleep. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think we covered it, so we can get into negatives. I mean, there's so many, dude, but I think you and Sai said it. Not a single fucking character besides Mahesh Babu is worth watching, and that sucks, right? When you have a movie, it's like an office, right? If your CEO is doing the work, but everyone under him is not doing shit, your company
Yeah.
is gonna burn down all of its stock. And literally, like Sri Leela is terrible. Like she literally just acts like a Insta influencer. That's her role, right?
A
There's
role,
no
yeah.
talent. She's like the Ananya Pandey of like Tollywood in this movie. I mean, she's really terrible, and it's so sad to see. Like, Meenakshi's actually a decent actor from what I've seen. She puts in the effort, and like she's literally like you can take her out from the movie, and it would change nothing. She massages Mahesh Babu and has 3 lines. Terrible. Ramya Krishna, who is one of the finest actors we have, plays fucking Sivagami, has I think probably her dialogues are on 1 page, right? And for a movie on mother sentiment, how the fuck do you show your mother for like in 10 minutes combined. Prakash Raj is awful. Don't even get me started on fucking Rahul Ravindran. Like, that dude doesn't even know why he's in the movie.
I think he got the worst of it
Yeah,
compared to
for
anybody.
sure.
Yeah,
Like
fucked.
no one
Yeah.
did they even say where he got him from? Like, why is he so
I don't
short
Oh,
and
even.
stupid?
it
Yeah.
sounded like they just picked him up off the street. That's what
Yeah,
it's.
and how the it's so stupid, dude. I mean, and then Venla Kishore is there, but like he gets abused by Mahesh Babu. You know, the trope that like I wish we'd stop hitting comedians because these guys are like funny enough to carry dialogues on their own without getting hit. But he was funny in some scenes, but no one has depth, you know. And there's some weird incest dialogues in the climax where it's like a love failure. I grew my beard out, like weird shit you wouldn't normally say to your mom, right? Like in the Jeep scene, I was just like, damn.
I didn't find that like awkward.
Yeah, I didn't
I
find it
thought it
either.
was
I
just
thought it was
I
good.
thought,
like
yeah, I
cute,
don't
like
know.
whatever.
I thought it was just kind of weird, but
Yeah.
I like
My
they
mom
gave us
connected to
two
that
scenes.
scene.
Your mom connected,
Yeah, because she always told me why I grew my beard. So yeah,
dude.
but yeah.
I mean, your mom didn't leave you for 25 years either, right? So I don't know. Yeah, I think you're just growing out your beard for because we look
For
terrible
fun.
without it. We all do. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I mean, I just didn't like how no character had depth, and it shows, right? I mean, it's like Jalsa. Even Jalsa had this, right? PK fucks around the entire movie, but there's a theme. They show him fucking around because he had a serious flashback. Here, they just break out in a go down and have like random dance scenes and stuff, and then nothing to do with the plot. Whole first half is him signing those like documents.
Yeah, at least trying
But
to.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think my biggest negative of the movie is that there's literally no story, or the
yeah,
story that they did choose is very thin. Like something that could be told in 5 minutes. Like you can make a 5 minute short film and show this entire story. Um, and yeah, the whole first half they wanted to go through the entertainment angle, and like yeah, I guess like some of the comedy does work. So like for me personally, like I didn't feel that it was like terrible because I was having a good time. I knew going into the movie that it's not gonna have some crazy story. Like if you look at any of Thirukram's like recent like outputs, right? Allah Guntur Karam like was not a crazy story. Even like was not really a crazy story. Um, it's just I wasn't expecting that from him to begin with. Like I wasn't expecting an intricate, deep like story from him anyways. The attitude I went in with it was I just want to be entertained. Like I want to see Mahesh go off like he did in Kaleja because that's like the characterization they were like promoting to us. And I wanted to be entertained and that was it. So I feel like I got that from the movie, which is why I ended up liking it, even though I understand why it's still not a good movie. Like it's not a good movie, but I still liked it because I got what I was there for. I got the entertainment, and I thought like the 2 hours or whatever, how long we saw it like went by pretty quick. Other than like a few cringe moments here and there that you kind of have to like close your eyes for, I thought it was like a passable film. But it is not a good movie though. Like I objectively can see that it's not a good movie.
Yeah,
Uh,
so right,
yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, yeah, I agree. So for me, I think I was flipped. So I wanted to like I was going in thinking there would at least be a bigger story than what was like the thin story that it was. So that's why I think I came out and I was like I initially like throughout the movie I was like, bro, this is not what I came, was expecting. I mean, he was unbelievable, but like I think the story itself, like I expected it and I didn't get the story that I wanted. It's so thin, and it's just like you don't feel any emotion till the end. Like it's just like he's just having a good time until the end. Like I don't you don't really connect, and I think there's a lot of flaws with what even the thin story that there is, there's still flaws in that, and that's what pissed me off. I think that like, and so like I know one example like in the beginning, right? The first thing I think he comes up to Vengal Kishore, and then his eye is blurred. When the fuck did they ever show that? Like I know later they said, oh, through the fire, but like, can you at least give us some sort of like, further background into that, or like there's nothing that was built early that you could really connect, and that's what really was a downfall for me.
They
So
show the eye thing when he's like a kid. There's like one shot where like fire goes into his eye, and
actually,
I guess that's it.
yeah, I wrote down that point watching the movie. They show it once, never affects him again.
That's what I'm
Doesn't
saying.
affect him in the
Yeah.
fights, doesn't affect
Yeah.
him in
They
confrontation
do
scenes,
Like they
they do
don't,
show it
yeah.
once in a fight because he tells everyone to come to the left
but
side,
it's a
like in one
comedy
of the
fight,
fights.
like
Right. I
the
mean,
Bob
Yeah,
Jeeps.
yeah,
he tells Venom like a Shorian when he first gets up, right?
yeah,
It's
When
yeah,
he's
too
holding the
like
sign. Yeah.
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
But like, why? Like, because like in the beginning, you're thinking that's going to affect his character, right? But
yeah,
it
yeah.
never. You would like it just for 25 years from when he was a kid to when he grew up. Like, I would have liked to see something more
Yeah.
impactful for that rather
Yeah.
than just those two
He
scenes or
it
whatever.
carries on. His life is not fucking changed at all, right? Like you could
Yeah.
make a case that like it's like oh like I'm with the list and like I literally can't see and you left me, but it doesn't even fucking bring that up. And also, you can take that out of the movie and it doesn't change anything, right? Like that's the point. You
Yeah, that's like in Pushpa with the arm thing, right? Like they do it, but like he still behaves like a normal human person. Like it doesn't really affect him that much.
but at
It's the
least
same
there's a
thing here.
story that like you build sympathy with. You get the brand name in Pushpa, right? Here, there's nothing. Like I don't.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I'm saying, like yeah, you get the sympathy, but in like fights and stuff, it doesn't affect
Yeah, yeah.
him. Here also, like it doesn't really affect him, and yeah, like I agree, like they didn't have to do it, but I guess they did it as part of his characterization, and also for the same reason, like to build that sympathy, like you were saying, like yeah, he went blind and his mom left him, and they use that as a story point between the mom and the dad, right? They say like, oh, the dad didn't want to take him to the hospital right away, which is
Mhm.
why he went blind in that eye, and then she gets pissed at him and leaves, and that was like one of the plot points that they showed. So I guess
Yeah.
that's why they showed him being blind. But in when he's older, like when he's my age, like it doesn't affect him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, it's also the thing where like, there's never any sense of threat. At no point did I think like Mahesh Babu literally never has a threat. He just beats everyone to a pulp. And if you notice, there's some fucking scenes that I don't know how they made it to the final cut or that there's no need. Like the Jagpati Babu fight scene was just such a
Yeah.
speed breaker, right?
Yeah, it
I
was.
Um,
think I think they
Yeah.
shot that and they didn't know what to do with it and they
yeah,
just
Yeah.
randomly stuck it in there.
That might have
I
been like one of the first things they shot, and then they just
Yeah, that
like
teaser.
was I
rewrote
think
the
that was one
story
of the
because that was in
because
the teaser,
that was in
right?
that teaser. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
they probably were like, where do we use this? And then they just randomly stuck it in the middle in the first half.
how the
Yeah.
fuck did they get a bike up to that dude's room? He just has a bullet in his like the second floor of the house.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, dude, J Ram is such a good actor, and they literally like they joke about it too. He just fucking stares out the
Is that
window.
the window? Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what are you doing? You're wasting such good actors. And Prakash Raj,
Yeah,
Oh my God, dude.
like him being like super ultra evil was just so random. Like
Yeah,
the
it was.
saddest who like only cares about like Padavi and shit. And like I just didn't believe that Ramya Krishna, like I didn't
Yeah.
believe she showed love or affection or like seemed like I don't know. It was
Yeah.
just so cap. Like
Yeah,
this
it was just a cap. Like,
Musolodu, yeah, this Musolodu like literally has zero power. Like he doesn't do anything the
yeah.
whole movie. He
Like,
gets capped.
and I think
Yeah,
the major, also another thing, like, my dad was like telling me, like, he's like, bro, like, the problem is that Mahesh is goal is family and Prakash Raj's goal is politics, right? And I think
yeah.
that's where there's a conflict where it doesn't, you know, as a like you just don't get the satisfaction. I think in the story, it just doesn't flow, and I think that's where if that makes sense, right? Because like
I mean,
Prakash
dude,
Raj is doing everything for like his daughter to be whatever the fucking shit
MP or whatever.
be or whatever,
Yeah.
yeah, right. But my goal is like, where's my mom? Like that he wants to understand that, right? So it's like two things going at one time, and it just didn't connect well. I think that
there's no
was
villain. There's
yeah,
Yeah.
straight up just not a
exactly,
good villain. Like
yeah,
Haridas is a fucking comedy scene, right?
yeah,
Um, Jagapati Babu is a comedian, and then
Yeah.
Prakash Raj is revealed in the last like, well, like 20, 30 minutes that he's evil, but like
I mean,
he
we
literally,
knew that like
yeah,
first 10 minutes
but he
that he's
can't do
screwing up.
anything. He literally can't raise his hand or do shit to Mahesh Babu. So there's no
Yeah.
strong villain. It's just,
Yeah.
it's yeah,
There
that's the problem.
that is one of the things where there's no seriousness in the movie.
Yeah,
I mean Thirikram usually like in his fight scenes doesn't really bring seriousness.
yeah.
Like even if you look at like Allah Akbar or even or any of those movies, other than like Arvind Sameda, but like if you look at his comedy entertainers, like commercial entertainers, there's no seriousness in the fights or the villains really. Like there's not really seriousness. The seriousness comes in his family drama, and I
Yeah.
feel like that's what kind of worked well for Allah Kuntapuram because the family drama like was serious and it worked. between like Allu Arjun and Jairam and like that whole family dynamic. But here, I feel like that didn't work as well, which is why the movie felt like there was no value or seriousness in the movie. There was no like strong conflict point, and
Yeah,
they tried to establish it, but it just wasn't strong enough.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
yeah, dude. I mean, it's just a huge letdown because we know Trivikram's capable of this shit. Like he literally made
I
Arvind
know.
Sameta, and that's like, there's some problems with that movie, aka Pooja Hegde, but like besides that, the movie's pretty good. Like he knows how to write good villains. We've seen like Jagapati Babu, insane, like Sonu Sood and Athardu.
Right.
Like even Sonu Sood and like July is pretty entertaining. So he knows how to write good villains. Arvind Samantha was his best villain ever, and that was only like 5 years. So it's there, but I guess no one really gave a shit about this movie from the get-go. It was destined for this result, right? People are getting fired left and right, technicians getting replaced, people getting axed like months before release, not the
yeah.
trailer event being delayed. Like we all knew it was set up for failure, but like,
I'm
yeah,
honestly surprised that they even had this level of an output with all the shit
Right.
that happened.
Yeah,
Like
same.
the biggest issue with the movie behind the scenes, from what we know, is the amount of time they had to work on it. They only had like 4 or 5 months to fully write this and shoot it.
yeah,
Which is why like a lot of the actresses and everyone left because they thought they were making a completely different movie, like the action thriller or whatever. And their dates were gone because they had to wait for Trikram to write this commercial movie now. And that was the biggest downfall of the movie because who can write a movie in like 2 months that is actually like half decent? Like no one can do that. Even if you're like Trikram, like it's not possible. Like movies like Atadu, Kaleja and everything, like he's had years to work on those movies and write those scripts. But this one, like in 2 months, I'm surprised he even gave this output. At least he made Mahesh's characterization like really strong. But everyone else couldn't handle it. Like Daman could not handle the time restriction, and all the other actors like couldn't handle it, which is why they left, and people had to get replaced and whatnot. Um, yeah, I think time was like the biggest enemy of the movie. I don't know why they rushed for Sankranti. Like I know they're making a family entertainer, but they could have released it for any other Pandaga. Like there's like one in like April, right? Ugadi. Like they could have released it for any Pandaga and it would have worked. But I don't know why they had to rush for like
it also
Sankranti.
it also sucks because like all the tier ones have movies this year. Like Prabhas as Kalki, PK as OG, Ramcharan as Game Changer, which is gonna be ass. NTR has Devra, but it sucks that like we won't see Mahesh for like the next how many ever long till
Yeah.
Rajamouli finishes, right? And this
Yeah.
is what he leaves us with, which sucks because
I know.
every other project, even Game Changer, is more exciting, right? So it's just so unfortunate. Like, damn,
Yeah.
like this is. I mean, maybe because I don't know how much longer we have of this dude after Rajamouli drains his ass, right? Like
Yeah. It's
maybe
sad.
like
It's
five more
actually.
movies left in the tank, 10.
I mean,
Yeah,
even
Yeah.
that, Rajmouli's like it might be a three-parter or whatever.
yeah.
So it's
So
wraps. Like
It's
he's gonna make
wraps.
those three movies and then it's over.
and
Yeah. It's
like
gonna be like, yeah.
yeah, I
I mean,
agree. I
he
mean,
himself said he gave an interview recently with like Suma and
Sumare. Yeah.
yeah, I saw that. And he was saying like the reason why I chose to do like a commercial movie now is because I don't know when I'll ever be able to do it next. And he was like, I probably will never do it. Like most likely will not do it after Rajmouli's movie because you don't know what level he's gonna be at after that and what kind of films are gonna come to him after that. He can't be like doing like Kuchi Martabeti like steps like after that movie. So this was like his last like chance to like do that stuff. And yeah, it sucks that the movie turned out like this, even though he was like great in it.
yeah,
Um, if just some people showed up to work, dude, like if someone showed up to work and gave a banger album, like Ala Vaikunthapurvam level album, I think this movie would have been like insane. I think it would have the talk would have definitely like shifted and everything would have changed for the movie because that's two great things. That's Mahesh being great in it and Taman like giving a
yeah.
banger album, which is enough. That's more than enough for this to be like a huge hit, especially for Sankranti. Like what else can people ask for?
I guess I do have the fucking time limit, so we have 9 minutes left. But
Yeah. That's what I was
yeah, I
saying.
mean,
I don't know.
the-
Yeah.
yeah, it's a, yeah. I mean, what do you quickly before we give the ratings? Like I've been hearing a lot of discourse that Agnatavasi is better. And to me, like Agnatha is a better movie for sure, but like it's not as entertaining, right? Like I think
Yeah.
better made movie. You could tell Tirkam put in work, like cinematography, like music, and like story's better, but like the movie is just boring as shit. Like I don't know what you guys think of that, but I thought that was a really unfair comparison.
Yeah, I mean, I think I enjoyed this movie a little more than Agnatawasi. Like, in Agnatawasi, like I didn't enjoy it all actually, but
Same, yeah,
it just sucks. It's just like it's their like third film with this guy, and arguably like these two, like PK and Mahesh, are like the ones that like Trivikram and them are like the best combination, arguably, in like
yeah,
TFI, right? Trivikram and PK and Trivikram and Mahesh. And they
yeah.
have the best two films with him, right? Chalsa and Atarindharedi with PK and then Athardu and Kaleja with Mahesh. And then both their third films got like
Hmm.
fucked, which is so upsetting. I mean, yeah, but I think this one is a little bit, I enjoyed it a little bit more than Agnatawasi because there is a good movie in Agnatawasi, which that's what makes me more mad about it because there is a good movie in there. It's just it's so mixed up and jumbled up and like cringe comedy was like thrown in as well that the movie was just terrible. So this one, I can't really see a good movie in it because the story is just not there. There's no story, but
Yeah.
at least it was entertaining to watch, which like why that's why I would choose this over Agnatawasi.
What do you think, Abby?
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree with Sai. I mean, I think yeah, if you value entertainment and you're a fan, like I can see that this is better. I mean, entertainment wise, so I would choose this over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, same. But
Yeah.
I guess yeah, I mean if you guys don't have anything more to say, I guess we can go to number ratings, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Abby, you want to start?
Yeah. So how do we do this? We rank it out of 5 or 10?
10,
We do
10.
10.
10, right? Okay.
Yeah. Did you have
Uh,
more to say though? We still have like
no, no,
6. No?
no, no. That's pretty
Oh,
much it, I think. Yeah. I mean, so yeah, I think overall, I mean, Uh, yeah, like I mentioned, it was disappointing initially when I watched it. But I realized like how great his character was. And because of that, I think it just comes to average. So I'll give it a 5 out of 10. Um, yeah. So
yeah, I'll give it a 5.5 out of 10. Like a 6 out of 10 is like fucking I don't know, like Spider, I guess maybe I don't know. Spider is also pretty bad, but it's there's something in there, right? They tried something, which I respect. But for this, I think it's 5.5. It's better than SVP, probably equal to Maharishi, better than Sarilaru. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I think I liked it. I enjoyed it a little bit more. I could give it a 6.5 out of 10. For me, it's miles better than SVP. Like that was like a 3 or 2 out of 10 for me. Like I hated that movie. Later was also a below five movie for me. I don't know what I would give it, but below five for sure. So this one is better than those two. And commercially, like I don't know how those became a huge hit, but I wish it went to this at least because it was at least more entertaining than those two, and it wasn't as cringe as those two. But yeah, whatever.
Sangranti is just not Mahesh Babu's thing, huh? Fucking
Yeah,
getting Yavadu beating one, Vaikunta Promlo beating Sarilaru, and fucking Hanuman beating
yeah.
this now.
Other
mm,
than I think Sita Mavakitlo, I think was also like
Yeah,
Sankranti.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
so was
that's true.
Businessman. I think it was Jan
Yeah.
time.
What a violent movie to release during Sankranti.
Yeah,
Holy
dude, that was
shit.
beautiful. That was beautiful timing.
Like
I
family
believe
Pandaga?
that
No.
movie became a huge hit in Sankranti, and that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, that's yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said, it's like it's tough. He won't have a movie for a while, and this is what we're kind of left with. I think we
Yeah.
all are a bit more lenient because we're all Mahesh Babu. Like we all like him. We all grew up with him. Uh, I think I mean, I can get why people hate this movie, especially if you're not a fan. Like, let's
Yeah,
say
if you're
you're
not a fan, I
he's an
can
NTR
easily.
fan.
Yeah,
This is a
yeah.
flop if you're not a
This is
fan.
a
We
flop if you're
like
not a
it.
fan, for sure.
Yeah, I can see
Even
why
if you
people
like
fuck with it.
don't enjoy him or not even enjoy it, but if you're like indifferent about him, I can see how you don't enjoy the movie. Like if you're
Yeah,
just like, yeah, whatever, he's another actor, like yeah, I can see why you wouldn't like him.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's like I hate this saying, but this movie's strictly for fans. I
yeah. But
genuinely.
dude, that really pisses me off though. Yeah, I feel like the last 4 movies have been like that. Like
Yeah, I
the
know.
Yeah,
fan, the fans bring it up, and it's just like, damn, you should realize him for just him as an actor. But like, it's sad. I don't know.
You know what's gonna be funny? If people bring this movie up in like 5, 10 years, being like, "Oh my God, cult classic! How the fuck did we flop this shit?"
I'm
Like
sure
how
they
they did
will.
Yeah,
Kaleja and
yeah,
Atadu Loki.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it'll come in discussion, but they'll be like, oh, even the movies are rod. This is top 10 characters of Mahesh,
Yeah,
which is probably
or
true.
they'll be like, "Oh, we were too harsh on it. Like there was way too much negativity on
Yeah.
it." Some shit like that will come up like 5 years from now.
All I know is this should have happened when fucking Siler or Maharishi came out. That weekend farming shit should have
Yeah,
capped him, and he would have probably made better movies than SVP in this, right? But
yeah, yeah,
nope. And the fuckers made weekend farming and Siler the biggest hits in his career. So
yeah.
what can we say,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, I mean, watch if you are a fan. I don't think it's worth $23. No, hell no.
Um,
Yeah.
You I don't know how much Abby paid, but
Yeah, I paid
we went to
22.
premiere, so.
We went 22, yeah.
went to premiere. Yeah, 22.
And also, like, I don't know how much the jokes would have hit if we're in an empty theater. That's another thing. Our
Right.
whole theater was
Yeah,
laughing, but sometimes
yeah,
the power of a crowd can make them so even with the crowd, right?
yeah.
But like, maybe if I watch in an empty theater, some of the jokes I would be like, what the fuck? But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 2 minutes left. Yeah, just one last thing is such a bad pairing. Sri Leela and Mahesh Babu, worst pairing in his
Uh,
career.
I forgot to
Each,
talk about her actually,
yeah,
dude. She was hands down the worst part of the movie.
yeah,
I mean, her character, just how she acted, like I hated everything with her in it. If they even put Pooja Hegde in her role, it would have been better. Like it
yeah,
would have been a positive for the movie. Pooja Hegde was there, but I think
yeah,
she was a huge minus for the movie.
Yeah, it's really just dancing. They try to
Yeah,
showcase that, but it didn't. Yeah,
yeah.
her
That
acting
too,
was
she
not.
ruined fucking Chapavet Chirigali. I was like, what is going on?
yeah, I know. That's why it's like, yeah, forever ruined now because of her.
Yeah,
Yeah. If you're a fan and you want to watch Mahesh Babu, genuinely have fun, um, and you're okay with there being no story, go ahead watch the movie. I think you'll find entertainment. If you're neutral or you just dislike Mahesh Babu, then this is not gonna help
yeah,
anymore. But yeah.
yeah.
So we'll review Sankranti. I think Avi, are you gonna watch it this week?
Hanuman,
What Hanuman? Yeah,
you're watching?
I gonna have. I don't know where it's right. Is it still running in theaters?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
the
it'll
one
be running.
here.
Should be. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Then I'll try to see it this week. Yeah.
Yeah. If not,
Okay.
if Bobby can't see it, then if it's like too sold out or it's too hectic, then we'll get a review going. But yeah, we'll catch you guys
All
on the
right.
next one.
See you guys.
Yep. See you guys.
Bye.